And welcome to our last recording, really. We're already in Module 8, the last week of our class. So let me go ahead and share screen. So that way we're all on the same page as to what is due for this week. So let me go ahead and share real quick the correct screen here. All right, so you should see the entire screen here. Hopefully this is Module 8, what is due here. So here we're going to look at the balance of an ecosystem. What we're going to do is kind of piece together everything we learned from modules 1 to 8 and kind of come up with general biology. What have we learned here? So your module introduction, again, there's going to be really no new terms or topics or anything. This should kind of go along with the lecture if you're taking the lecture portion of General Biology 1. So here we're going to look at integrating concepts that we'll learn throughout the terms, looking at what biodiversity is and the importance of biodiversity, especially as it relates to conservation biology. I know a few of you back, 7 weeks ago now in the intro, said that you were interested in conservation biology, so you might be very interested in what we're covering this week. So again, the overview is just kind of looking at that importance of balancing an ecosystem. What does that mean to balance an ecosystem? Not just making sure everything weighs correctly. No, we're looking at in terms of climate. We're looking at soil fertility. We're looking at population size, species distribution, how all that plays into how the ecosystem really is able to survive, and not just today, but for future generations here. So what to do for this week? So under the readings and resources, you'll see this link here. This is this lab. Hopefully you can see the lab. I think I share the whole entire screen. So my apologies if you don't. But make sure you take a look at that, because we'll get here a little bit into that lab here. And then if you have the textbook, if you're taking the lecture portion, take a look at section 44 or chapter 44, section 1. First section of chapter 45, and also section 1 of chapter 47. So this is the lab that is due. So if you go a little bit further here, all that's due this week is going to be your module 8. Sorry, my mouse likes to kind of over scroll here. So module 8 lab, which is simulating methods to estimate population size. What I wanted to bring to your attention is the material section. So don't be too alarmed that you should only have 3 things from your lab kit. This is the chenille stem, the colored beads, the red ones I think came in your lab, as well as the white colored beads, and a population sheet here. There's a few things, and these are household items, so don't go too crazy. Again, plastic cups, if you have styrofoam, that'll be fine, not a big deal. A small bowl, like a little breakfast bowl, is totally fine. A metric ruler, pretty much everybody has that. I'm sure you can print one off the computer if you don't have one. A wet eraser marker, dry erase, totally fine. Calculator, scissors, clear tape, and a damp towel. So just kind of make sure you have those, because there are a few items needed that's not included in your lab kit. As for what to prepare, what to expect, so preparation about 5 minutes. Activity 1 has part A and part B, so about an hour for that. And activity 2, another half an hour. So all in all, I would say, estimate about 2 hours on the safe side, and then plus your lab report. And then here is your template here for the module 8 template. And that's all that's due. So take a look at the readings again. Really, it's the lab template or the lab report here. And then make sure you submit your work by Sunday. So if you have any late work, now is the time. I'm going to be accepting work from last week, module 7 through module 8. So if you're submitting work from module 6 or before, it should have already been submitted. Unless you have a documented excuse, I'm not going to accept it. But I can't accept any late work after Sunday, because grades are due on Monday, and then the next semester begins as well too. So let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully you had a great experience in our class. Had some interesting labs, I'm sure. There are a little, some growing pains on the way, especially with the plant one, or the corn one. I think not a lot of people, some people had trouble growing their corn. But hopefully you had some great experience with it. and learn some great things from our lab from our course as well. So let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to reviewing your reports and seeing what you learned from this experiment.